Hi there Virgo, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for February. This month begins with Mercury, your ruling planet, still closely allied to Pluto, and also in the very first days of this month to Venus too. This collection of energy is all in the most self-expressive part of your horoscope, your fifth solar house. But this also governs romance. But when Venus and Pluto get together, there can often be strings attached. If you're in an existing relationship, the emotional and romantic intensity can certainly be ramped up by the combination. You may even feel quite playful or flirty with Mercury in there in the mix too. But these planets are squaring up to Uranus, which is in a part of your horoscope which is quite turbulent as far as close intimacy is concerned, because it's in an area which is very much to do with how you link to other people in a very close way. But Uranus is all about freedom and independence. And over the last 3 or 4 years, although you may have found yourself being pulled towards people or a single person in a very intense and full-on way, there may have been other energies at times which have almost been tearing you apart from any close alliances as well. And so as this month begins, there could be an attraction to someone, but whether this attraction will be right for you or whether it will go anywhere really remains to be seen. But Venus does then go on to forge the most awesome of angles with Mars and also Jupiter. Jupiter is in your sign. Now, this is the planet of expansion, traditionally in astrology of good fortune. It's going to be with you through till early September, so you need to make its influence work for you. And that means being proactive and positive. And in this link with Venus, it could bring some romantic fortune your way. Just a random meeting could become something more. Or you may join some kind of group and instantly have a rapport with the people that you link up with. Your social skills can really shine as this month goes on, particularly from the end of week 1. I think as long as there's no games or hidden agendas, people can really appreciate being with you. And Jupiter and Mars are also linking up fantastically well in the first 2 weeks of February, which can give you a great deal of mental energy and the desire to come across to other people in a bright and bubbly way. Your sense of humour is often one of your greatest traits, and you will be able to share that with others in a really splendid fashion. However, on the very first day of this month, there is a quarter moon, and that provides a backdrop for 1 week. And that's just suggesting that you just need to pace yourself a little bit when it comes to the things that you take on. You can be very much on the ball when it comes to details, but that doesn't mean to say that you should try to be on the ball across so many things that actually it becomes all a bit of a strain and a plate could get dropped. So narrow your focus, otherwise things could get a little tense, and make sure you're alleviating some of those daily routines and strains by having some playtime. This, at the start of this month, it's crucial that you seize the opportunity to do something entertaining and sociable. However, on the 8th, there is a new moon. And this new moon can get you thinking very carefully about what you eat and drink. And if you do feel that your energy has been rather stretched of late, it wouldn't be a surprise. It may even be on the back of this full moon. So if you do find yourself feeling a little bit exhausted, try and get some early nights and try to balance your priorities a little better. Again, making time for you and to have some fun. But once your ruler, Mercury, moves on the 13th, your natural ability to zone in on what's really crucial is going to be sharpened up in the weeks to come. He's joined by Venus, which moves into this practical area too on the 16th. The combination of the two and the Sun for a few days suggests you may be thinking very carefully about where you work, how you work there, or who with. It's also possible you may decide to reinvent yourself in some way or learn some new skills, apply for a new position. Your zodiac sign is intrinsically about being virtuous. So the move of Mercury, Venus, and the role of the Sun for those last few days before he moves on the 19th into Pisces is a real window of opportunity to grapple with the things that you know can help you to feel better, but Don't be too hard on yourself if you have been having some fun earlier in the month, because that's obviously what we want. And when it comes to relationships, the move of the Sun on the 19th is going to be particularly critical. He is going to go on to mould together with Neptune in the last week of this month. Now this means that there could be some intrigue around a relationship, or someone can have an air of mystery which you find very exciting and attractive. On the other hand, if you're trying to deal with someone who never seems to give you a straight answer, however charming they may have felt earlier in the month, and however much you seem to have a real spark between you, if you're not getting straightforward answers to any questions you have, you could find yourself losing interest or being very suspicious of what their true agenda is. But with Jupiter in your sign, forging an awesome link with Pluto in the last days of this month, something can genuinely transform around you, and it could be just purely around your personal identity. You may give yourself some kind of glamorous makeover. You may feel much more refreshed and renewed by the energies earlier in this month, and now you can see everything falling into place. And that can give you the extra confidence to go out and relate to people in a much more skillful and successful way. So generally, February can be a key month for relating, having fun, but also just at times being cautious around the more practical elements of life. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.